So this week I'm talking about microprocessors. But first, what are they? Microprocessors make up the central processing unit on a computer, or the CPU. It can be made up of one or multiple microprocessors, and basically it's the brain of your computer. The microprocessor was able to miniaturize the computer technology and is what paved the way for personal computers. The first microprocessor is credited to Intel. In 1971, they came out with their chip, the 4-bit Intel 4004. However, there were two other projects that were completed at about the same time. Texas Instruments developed a 4-bit microprocessor called TMS-1000, and Garrett Air Research developed its Central Air Data Computer. The Garrett microprocessor is not as well known because it was developed for the Navy and its designs were classified. The Navy used it as the main flight computer in the F-14 Tomcat fighter. Eventually, the designs were declassified, and today the Garrett microprocessor is what laid the groundwork for the technology that's now used in GPS devices. A man named Gordon Moore made a prediction about the development of microprocessors. He predicted that the number of transistors that the industry would be able to place on a microprocessor chip would double every year. Later, he updated his prediction to once every 2 years. His prediction became known as Moore's Law, and it has become the rule of thumb for the industry, so they actually try to make sure that every 2 years they're able to double the power of the microprocessors. So it was a bit of a self-fulfilling prediction. So like I said, the first microprocessors came out in 1971, and they were 4-bit processors. Didn't take long for the technology to progress to 8-bit processors in 1972, and then in 1973 they created a multi-chip 16-bit design. The single-chip 16-bit processor would follow in 1975, and finally the 32-bit processor closed out the 70s with a release in 1979.
Crash it, change it, melt, upgrade it, charge it, point it to make